Hey, what's up guys, Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another episode of Inside DB Rated. This is the dual commentary series where we go ahead and spectate random matches on DB's ladder and just check out what people are playing. So this is going to be a match between Gally on Dogmatika Shaddoll Invoked versus SVNMS on pure Mekk-Knights, actually, with a bit of a World Legacy engine, as they usually play. So I asked you guys on the community tab page a couple of days ago what decks you guys wanted to see since it is the start of the new format, and this player specifically came up in one of the most upvoted comments, and you guys seem to want to have me cast over this player because they apparently do very well every format on the DB ladder, just playing with this deck. So I'm curious as to how exactly it's being played, and let's go ahead and just get started with this match here without any further ado. So it looks like the Mekk-Knight player did end up winning the RPS, but I suspect that they probably want to go second, which is what's happening here. And also, if you guys do want to suggest other decks, feel free to hop on the community tab page or leave a comment on this video. I'll be checking those periodically, and if you want to also send in replays for this series of either your own gameplays or others, you can feel free to join my Discord server where I do have a specific channel dedicated for that. A link to that is in the description below. But let's go ahead and get started here. So the opening hand for Dogmatika Shaddoll Invoked going first is going to be Punishment, Prosperity, Lancia, Alistair, and Nedu's Servant. Hand is very, very strong. You have the best two-card combo in the deck, pretty much, in Alistair and Nedu's Servant. And then the opening hand going second for Mekk-Knights is going to be Purple, Sangan, Girsu, Lancia, and Blue Sky. They're actually both main decking Lancia here, which is a trend we've seen a lot lately in this new format. Pretty interesting for sure. It's like no hand traps are dedicated to go second cards, but lots of Mekk-Knights, which is pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and see a normal summon of Alistair. That's going to grab a copy of Invocation, and then going to link that away for Almirage into Secure Gardner, and then activate Invocation, but they're going to chain Lancia to that. So that also shuts off the Prosperity here in this hand, but going to follow up with a copy of Nedu's Servant. That's going to send away App Clone to add a copy of Ecclesia, and then going to go ahead and App Clone, add Schism, and then pitch the Lancia, actually. And then going to activate Ecclesia effect, that's going to summon herself, and then the effect on field is going to grab a copy of Fleur de Lis to hand, and then going to set Punishment and Schism and then pass. For turn, we're going to see a top deck Prosperity of their own for Mekk-Knights. Also, I just realized this hand has multiple normal summons, which I know Sangan's relatively standard, because there's like a lot of cool plays you could do, because it searches the orange Mekk-Knight to make Morningstar. It also searches the World Legacy World Chalice if you want to pitch it off Morningstar and get like a follow-up engrave. It just searches hand traps too, obviously, so pretty interesting card. But yeah, Prosperity is also nice just to dig for more stuff. So we're going to see that fired away. That's going to banish 6, and then excavate 6 as well. Main decking Dark Ruler, as we see, and Nibiru as well. Just some more intel on the deck here. Now let's see what was banished as well. So Morningstar, Spectrum Supreme, Link Spider, Unicorn, Appaloosa, Link Freebo. I don't think there's anything too particularly spicy from the extra deck there, but we're going to see Dark Ruler being taken off the top, or off of those excavates rather. So I guess this is going to be to play around Winda, because we know that there is Schism available, which makes sense. Oh, and also Schism can banish Alistair here to make this Invocation live to add back next turn. So that's something to keep in mind. So going to go ahead and normal summon Sangan here, and then going to link that away for a copy of Almirage. I guess this is just a safer normal summon going second, because it loses to like fewer hand traps or just disruptions in general. But we're going to see a search for Santa Claus. Alright, well, I guess this is like a kaiju that is searchable via Sangan. Fair enough. And it's ideally never going to survive till the end of your opponent's turn. That is a pretty interesting choice, especially to see in the main deck here. But yeah, gonna go ahead and Santa Claus away the Ecclesia, and that does set up columns for this Blue Sky. So Blue Sky gonna be activated here, and let's see if that resolves. It does, so that's gonna grab Indigo Eclipse and then Red Moon. I probably would consider using Punishment on it. I mean, I'm not really sure what other opportunities that they're saving it for, but it's kind of similar to the interaction with Ghost Ogre, right? Because it's no longer on field, so it can't check what column it's in, so it can't really get any searches if you use Punishment in response. So it might have been a good time to drop it there. We'll see if that ends up affecting things. So I think purple and red were the searches there. Going to be thinking here, and then linking for a copy of Morningstar. So that effect is going to pitch the Girsu. Nice to send away the duplicate normal summon here, and then grab a copy of World Legacy Secret. This card is very, very strong, of course, especially with the Indigo. And then from here, looks like a Resolution Schism will be activated. So that's going to fuse away Santa Claus, which happens to be a light monster. That's very funny. And then App Clone as well, it looks like, to go for Construct. So, yeah, choosing to go Construct instead of Winda. But this allows the Schism to send away the Morning Star, and then Construct effect triggers, or maybe not. Did they forget Construct here? Am I missing something? Hang on. If this card is special summoned, you can send this shit off. Yeah, wait. Let me know in the comments if I am missing something, because I am not sure why Construct did not send here, but I am pretty sure it could have sent a card on summon. But we're going to carry on here. So they're going to set Dark Ruler and then go for a copy of purple, and then set the secret and then special summon the Indigo Eclipse, and the Indigo effect is going to move itself, and then that's going to pave the way for Red Moon. Oh, looks like they're thinking here. Yeah, I'm going to go for Red Moon. Yeah, now it's really awkward for this punishment, right? Because there's not a good chance to actually use it, since purple can target literally any of these, and so the punishment won't really resolve. Red Moon is going to go ahead and pop the Construct by banishing the Gearsuit, it looks like, and there's nothing to add back here. Battle Phase is going to attack into Secure Gardner. I'm still very perplexed about why the Construct didn't send. I feel like I'm missing something for sure, but you guys can let me know if I'm mistaken. We're going to go ahead and get in for 4,900 damage, though. Not bad. And then in main phase 2, just going to pass. So definitely very strong. It's What Legacy Secret with a whole bunch of zones to cut off here. So for turn, the top deck's going to be a Meltdown. In standby phase, it looks like Secret's going to be used. This can actually bring back Lancia, which a lot of people don't know about, but this doesn't lock you into Mekk-Knights in any capacity, so you can bring back stuff like Scythe or Lancia, or like Pankratops even. There's like a lot of cool things you can do. So yeah, Lancia is going to be activated because it can retrieve itself from the field, of course. So yeah, this Invoked Engine is going to be turned off, and the Prosperity as well. So that's going to be the end of game number 1. So maybe the Construct sending ultimately didn't matter. I mean, I feel like it could have, but regardless, we're going to move now into game number 2 here. So it looks like the Shaddoll Invoked player is going to go first again. And if you guys are enjoying this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new here, want to see more commentary similar to this style. But the opening hand for Shaddoll Invoked going first again is going to be Prosperity, Invocation, Ash, Ecclesia, and Meltdown. So has Alistair and a wager Ecclesia again. Not Nadir Servant, but still pretty good for sure. And then the opening hand for Mekk-Knights going second is going to be purple, World Legacy's Memory, Lightning Storm, Red Moon, and Gearsuit. So pretty interesting. Has Lightning Storm, which could be good depending on if Schism can be set up this turn. But yeah, the rest of the hand also looks quite solid. So we're going to see main phase, activate Magical Meltdown. That's going to grab a search for Alistair. And then from here, they're going to normal summon the Alistair and grab the effect for Invocation. And then they're going to link away into Almirage and then into the Secure Gardner. And then activate Invocation, that's going to summon out Hcabe. And then Invocation effect to recycle back Alistair. And then probably going to go for a Ecclesia here next. And then use that effect, that's going to grab a search for a copy of Maximus. So they're going to go for a Maximus summon, banishing Almirage, and then effect of Maximus to send more stuff. Going to send Apclone and Titaniclad. And then they're going to send Linkuriboh and Spectrum, so no dedicated Dogmatika insurance. Apclone effect is going to go ahead and add Schism, and that's going to send away a copy of Alistair, and then going to Prosperity here. That's going to actually just banish 3, and then hits Summon Limit, Triple Tactics, Talent, and Ecclesia. So I imagine the pick is going to be Summon Limit. So definitely not bad. So 2 is banished here. Chimera Flesia, pretty interesting. Dragon Master Knight, probably for punishment, and then Omega. Playing a lot of like flex spots in this extra deck, which is pretty interesting. I suspect that they cut down on a lot of the Shaddoll fusions and the Invoked fusions. But they're going to set 2 and then go to end phase, activate Titaniclad. That's going to grab a copy of Fleetly as well, which is pretty solid. And then pass. For 10, we're going to see a top-tipped Ash. A bit late. But this is definitely fine. Can definitely try and push past some of the board here. And also, I just realized, because this Red Moon is hard drawn, by sending the Spectrum, it actually enables a fodder for this card, which is pretty good. So, going to go ahead and activate Lightning Storm. That's going to wipe away the back row. Going to chain Hcabe to negate that. And then going to set the Memory, and then special summon Red Moon. So, they're going to then Red Moon banish the Spectrum, and then try and pop the Maximus. And then they're actually going to chain Fleetly to negate that. I think it might have been worth it to let the Maximus go, perhaps. Not really entirely sure. Just because like this way you set up columns for like more Mekk-Knights. But they're going to normal summon Guister and use that effect. They're going to chain Ash to that, which is understandable. And then it looks like as chaining 3, they're going to go for Schism. That's going to banish 2 to summon out Winda. And then Schism to send send away the copy of Guister. So, pretty good for sure. They're going to also flip up a copy of Summon Element on Resolution. So, we're going to go to Battle Phase. Red Moon's going to attack into Winda. So, anything to add back? Looks like there isn't. Going to go to main phase 2. And here they actually did the thing where they banished the Alistair off the Schism after having an Invocation engraved, which was pitched off Hcabe. So that's pretty cool to see. But we're going to see a top deck Ecclesia for turn. Going to activate Invocation. That's going to recycle back Alistair. And then they're going to normal summon the Alistair, use the effect, going to chain Ash. And then Hcabe is going to negate the Ash. So that's going to grab Invocation. And then going to activate the Invocation. That's going to banish the Titanic and the Alistair for Algides. And then Algides on summon, going to go ahead and pop the Red Moon. Obviously can't respond because Meltdown. And then going to switch everything to attack position and then activate the Maximus. That's going to send away Entis and Dragoon. So maybe they're playing Verte as well. And then they're going to send away Lib and Morningstar. Entis going to pop the back row, going to chain it. And that's just going to be the end of game number 2, so not even bothering to play that one out. Yeah, I mean, I think that the Shaddoll player was pretty far ahead there. So now we're going to move on into game number 3, where it looks like Mekk-Knights are going to choose to go second. So the Shaddoll Invoked player going first in all 3 games here. And as usual, just before we start game 3, want to shout out my patrons as typical. So thank you guys for supporting the channel. The long form and consistent content made possible thanks to you guys. And if you do want to help support the Patreon as well, feel free to check out in the description box below. But in game 3 here, the opening hand for Shaddoll Invoked is going to be Maximus, Triple Tactics Talent, Prosperity, Schism, and a Psychic Soldier that rides into battle against the security forces on Currents of Lightning using an autonomic amplifier called Psyframe. Been a while since we read Driver's flavor text. This hand definitely needs Prosperity to get there, though. Not a great hand. And then the opening hand for Mekk-Knights going second is going to be Pankratops, Memory, Ash Blossom, Lightning Storm, and Lancia. So this hand's pretty interesting. Has a way into purple, which is obviously pretty good, and has a bunch of go second cards here, which is definitely solid. Not as good, though, when your opponent can't really play the game, though. So they're going to go ahead and activate Prosperity. That's going to banish 6. Going to chain Ash to that. So let's see. Dragon Master Knight, Omega, Dragoon, Chimera Flesia, Almirage, Secure Gardner. And then they're going to set Schism and then pass. For turn, we're going to see a top deck Cosmic Cyclone. They're going to activate Lightning Storm. That's going to pop the Schism. And then they're going to activate Ordox's Memory. That's going to go ahead and summon out purple from deck. And then they're going to activate the purple. That's going to banish itself for Guister. And then normal summon Guister. Use the effect. That's going to send a copy of Ordox's World Chalice. And then going to attack for 1800. Let me just make sure this searches any Ordoxy card. Yeah, any Ordoxy card. So it can add Secret as well. Or like another copy of Memory. Going to go ahead and set Cosmic in main phase 2 and then pass. For turn, we're going to see the top deck Alistair. Pretty good one. Yeah, they also didn't like to use Talent last turn. I just realized. Yeah, obviously they locked under drawing because of Prosperity. So maybe they didn't think it was worth to like try and hand rip there. And I just wanted to save it for maybe next turn. Which probably will come up here because of Lancia. So they're going to know summon the Alistair and then use the effect. That's going to grab Invocation. And then going to activate Invocation. They're going to chain Lancia to that. Pretty strong. They're going to activate the Tactics next. That's going to draw Meltdown and Tactics. That is not good. So they're going to activate Meltdown for another copy of Alistair. And actually, I think they banished... Yeah, they banished the Almirage Secure Gardner. So can't even link the Alistair away and then enable the Maximus to be live. So maybe it was worth holding on to these in the extra deck because this was open in the opening hand. So pretty interesting to think about. They're going to just pass, though. For turn, we're going to see a top deck Red Moon. And this should just be game for the Mekk-Knight player. So Samurai Phase, purple comes back. There's purple effect here, so that's going to grab a copy of Blue Sky. There's also Ordoxy World Chalice to get a search. Main phase is going to go Guister for tokens as well. And then can link away for like Morningstar or Lib. Either works. Lib effect is going to go ahead and set a copy of Secret. And then going to special summon Pankratops even. And then go for the Blue Sky. And then use the effect to grab a search for a copy of Indigo. And then going... Yeah, that's going to be a concession right there. So Mekk-Knight's going to be taking this match 2-1. Pretty interesting for sure to see this deck in action. Really is like a very nice kind of contained engine, right? Because the engine's not that big. So you can fit quite a lot of cards, like, you know, hand traps here. You see the Lightning Storm. We saw like Dark Ruler in the main deck, for example. So lots of space to play these types of cards, which is cool to see. I think this deck's also pretty cool. A lot of people are kind of getting sick of Shaddolls, but a lot of people also love the deck. So I think it's kind of polarizing right now. But I don't know. I think the deck is pretty nice to see as well. Has a lot of different options, lots of build diversity, lots of different play strings. So yeah, I think these are some really cool decks for sure. I think also, if I remember correctly, yeah, they talk about at the end here, where should not have banished the Link package with Prosperity to keep Maximus alive. Yeah, and they also play 2 Maximus, it looks like, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, it makes it good. It's good if you draw Alistair without the other stuff. Makes the deck more consistent. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see. But yeah, banishing those 2 definitely hurts in this particular case, because that could have gotten access to like the Shaddoll package, which would have been nice. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comments. Subscribe for more forum and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can follow me on all social media platforms or support me with links in the description as usual. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.